Good evening, Multiverse! And welcome to another exciting episode of MNW Warzone. I'm your host, Warzone General Manager Jerry Aldini. And tonight, we are solidly on the road to Multivania. And we have two matches of significance to that event. The first is a round 2 match in the Kings Road tournament when Tommy Black and TJ Gable face off after last week's in-ring confrontation. Now you may be wondering, but Jerry, what about Semjax and Jaunt? We'll get there next week. But that doesn't mean you aren't going to see the vampires in in-ring action when they will face off tonight in tag team action when the trustworthy Semjax joins with the professional to take on the Dark Lords. And in your main event, as was promised, Leon Arcaster is about to have the biggest night of his career when he faces the Blue Hood for the Multiversal Heavyweight Championship. All that and much more. But before we get to that, we're going to be heading to the ring to hear from somebody who's been making quite the splash himself, but more importantly is part of a team that has just captured Tag Team Gold. As we head to the ring and hear from someone who is definitely becoming a fan favorite, the Multiversal Ant of Hero Time. Greetings, Multiverse! It is I, the Multiversal Ant. And I come to you in the spirit of celebration as my compatriots in Hero Time, Eustace J. Paragon and Power Surge, have captured Tag Team Gold. Taking it off the Night's Watch, who have been showing less than admirable qualities of late. But now that Hero Time has the gold, there is promises that can be made. 1, the titles will be upheld in the utmost honorable way. And that more gold will be on the way. We also hold the Multiversal Heavyweight Championship. Why? There are other belts we could win. Perhaps Opsman Killick will put up his recently acquired belt. Perhaps one of us will get a shot at the Underworld belt after Malice. And of course, there is the Nexus. Oh, it's Paragon. Well, as the Ant just said, here comes the leader of Hero Time, Eustace J. Paragon, now one half of the Multiversal Tag Team Champions. And it's going to be interesting because, again, these are two here. Eustace recruited the Ant himself, liking what he saw. This is what I like to see, Ant. You've got the attitude, you've got the enthusiasm, you got the gusto, and you got the skills. And you're right, Hero Time is going to remain steadfast and hold on to those titles. But I've been thinking, and I got together with Power Surge, and we have a strategy. It might be a little radical. Oh, well, sometimes one must think outside the box to achieve wrestling justice and for the greater good of the multiverse. So I, Mylita, am very interested in what this unique strategy is. Well, here's the thing. Gold is an incentive. Gold can be a lure. Gold can be a carrot, but it can also be a stick. And so we're going to use the belts to help leverage and ensure that we can keep the peace here on Warzone. An interesting strategy. So help me understand. So what are we saying? You're going to, maybe every couple of weeks defend the belt? Once a month? What's the basic schedule you're looking at, my leader? We use the belts when absolutely necessary and not a moment before. So, obviously, pay-per-views. Multivania, we're going to have to defend the belts. That's for sure. But also, when we need to draw somebody out who's causing problems, that's our bait. Well, it is definitely unconventional. If you feel it's for the good of MNW, then it is not for me to second guess you. I would have thought we would want to be holding it up often, but I will agree, and I will help support your strategy. See, that's what I like, Ant. You got it. You understand. Look, I get it. I'm pulling a little out of Blue Hood's book, but you got to admit, he's been effective. And yeah, he's given the young guys like you chances. Our cast are great. But sometimes you just got to play the hard game. Well, sometimes justice does not come easy. If it did, everyone would do it. So we will see how this strategy goes, but I, of course, as a loyal member of Hero Time, will back your play. Now, if you will excuse me, I sense there is a wrong being done somewhere, I feel, near the concession area, so I need to go check into that, and while I'm there, see if they have any churros. I haven't had a good churro in a while. Until next time, glorious leader, the ant is away! It's an interesting, I gotta be honest, that is not what I expected to hear from Paragon. I thought now that they had the belts, but he's not wrong. A lot of people in the past have used the belt as a lure, as a carrot. Yeah, he's got, I see where he's coming from. We'll have to see where that's going. Although, Multivania is coming up it's only a little more than a month, so we'll have to see. But, it's interesting that it's two members of Hero Time also in our main event, because Leon Arcaster is affiliated with Hero Time, and the Blue Hood is, of course, a member. And that Multiversal Heavyweight Championship match will be your main event. In the meantime, we have to get to our first match. And folks, this one, I mean, it's got to look, we all saw what happened last week. We saw the main event. We saw the deal. We saw the Devil's Due that Theron Markov and the Outlaws had to pay to ensure that CJR Killer and Nakano Kirishima stayed employed. And on one hand, as general manager, I'm kind of pissed they interfered in the main event. But, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, folks. From the standpoint of a loyal faction member, I completely understand why they did it. So, you know, it's the one time I have to look and go, Theron, I can't blame you. And you are about to see the fruits of your labor as one of your teammates is about to be in single competition in our opening match. So let's head to ringside.
Your opening match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first. Go!
It is the unstoppable barbarian Gorm of TPK. Coming out for singles competition, and TPK is looking to get a little bit more momentum going. They came out strong. It's been a little back and forth lately. But considering who he's going to be battling in our opener, well, we'll have to see if he can get the win tonight against, against an opponent you'd think would just be happy he still has a job. But considering who it is, well, you'll see.
And introducing their opponent, CJR Killer.
Representing the Outlaws and still gainfully employed in MNW, thanks to the intervention of Zeta and the Devil's Deal cut between the ace of MNW and Theron Markov. It is CJR Killer. Cash, job, repeat. And he is still cashing the jobs. And folks, if you have a Haas fight on your bingo cards, now is the time to mark it off. Although realistically, when it comes to the Outlaws, the only one that's not a Haas is Markov. Which is interesting because he's still arguably the most dangerous member of the crew. There we are. It's moments like this you really appreciate. Oh, right off the bat. Right off the bat with a kind of a reverse Dead or Alive, if I'm being honest. No, but where you appreciate how big CJR is, standing toe-to-toe with a Goliath. Oh, and he's just Bouncing around. Oh, going for an early pin. Yeah, no one, including Gorm, expected that one to go off. And a hip toss by the Goliath. I wonder what Gorm is thinking. You know, Gorm used to be tag team partners to Samjax. And both have had, you know, I guess you could say redemption arcs. Both went, you know, from the crowd booing them to being the crowd favorites. And we know we've heard a little of back and forth. They obviously still get along. Be interesting what Gorm's thoughts are on Samjax's position in the Kings Road tournament. But, oh, bear hug! But Samjax's Kings Road tournament match will be next week, although he is in action tonight. Tag team match where he will face his opponent next week, Jean Tristram. Meanwhile, CJR Killer trading blows with Gorm. Most times I'd go, well, that's a foolish decision. But CJR may be one of the few people where it kind of makes sense. And now, oh, down goes Killer. And again, going for a pin. And a kick out at 2 this time. And oh!
And your winner, Gorm.
Well, Gorm hit that for the Horde and was able to gain the victory over the Outlaw. Now, talking about TPK needing to get that momentum back, that right there is what you call a good first step. Yeah, you know, normally you wouldn't expect an Outlaw to go down that fast, but I mean, Gorm is a Goliath barbarian. All he'd have to do is rage, and things happen. But I get ahead of myself. We need a lot's happened in the last week. Including R. Sawyer had a TTV championship match against Osman Kielik. Because Kielik cashed in his wish. When they were getting to the ring, well, while Kielik was waiting in Gorilla, Sawyer was in the backstage area being assaulted by first the Outlaws at the behest of Zeta. And then, as he got away from them, was encountered by Ignacio Cervantes at the behest of Adrian Driscoll, who had been very sore about how Sawyer had taken the belt off of him. All because Cervantes made a deal with Driscoll. But let's hear from, we're going to be hearing from some of the parties from that matchup tonight. And of those, we are first going to hear from the deal maker himself, Adrian Driscoll. My, R. Sawyer. You couldn't hold on to that belt for very long, could you? What a damn shame it is to have briefly held that belt that could have brought so much, only to have it savagely ripped away. But I have to thank some folks for bringing that glorious vision to life. Of course, Ignacio Cervantes, who he and I have dealings, and more on that in a moment, but also to the Outlaws. Gotta thank you for your wholly unexpected intervention. But I suppose Zeta's got his own reasons for that. Anyway, that's all well and good, but the important part, the key part, as far as old Adrian Driscoll is concerned, is Ignacio Cervantes, my boy, you kept up your end of the bargain. And as you are about to learn, you hold up your end of the deal. Well, old Adrian Driscoll always holds up his end of the deal, because a deal is a deal. If we do not keep to those bonds, those words of honor, well, what are we even then? So, I'll say this. Ignacio, what you want, it's going to happen. It's going to take just a wee bit of time, but you should already be seeing some of the benefits coming in. And I assure you, definitely by Multivania, you will receive your reward in full. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what Ignacio could have possibly wanted. Because it wasn't a win, it wasn't gold. He wanted something undisclosed, and Driscoll says he's going to get it. So, and we don't know what the deal, because apparently there is deal maker confidentiality as far as Driscoll's concerned. But I guess we'll see soon enough. Well, that is a question for another day, I suppose. Although we are getting a response online from social media, and specifically from R. Sawyer. You think having the belt taken away from me so soon is a bad thing? Need I remind you, I was after the accolade, not the belt. Yeah, it was just the accolade. Alright, so, that from Sawyer. Which is fine. Now let's, we've got action to get to. We've got our next match. And folks, this match is, sometimes you just need a match. Two wrestlers wanting to make a name. One, definitely on a bit of a win streak of late. Been showing some good gusto, some good get out and go. The next, somebody who could maybe use a little bit more momentum, whose team just suffered a setback. And with that, I suppose the best thing we can do is head to ringside.
The following match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, the Latino B, Buck Bumble.
Viva la raza! He fly, he be, he sting. Buck Bumble. And as I said, Buck is on a roll of late. Building up those wins, looking for those golden opportunities. And another victory would help solidify that momentum, maybe make it into a true winning streak. And of course, as my old broadcast partner used to say, there are bees, Jerry!
And introducing their opponent, Suplex Sam.
And Suplex Sam. He is a member of VIP, and his boss, Ozir Turan, recently lost his match to in the Kings Road tournament, getting knocked out. Going up against Sam Jax, who we will see in action later tonight. And so Suplex Sam would love to put down a winning streak by the Latino B and maybe start building back some momentum for VIP. And we're off. And Sam taking Buck to the corner. And doing a rope or a corner assisted suplex. And, oh, corner spear. And Sam going up. Sam has dominated the match so far. Oh, and off the top. Double axe handle. And a reversal by Bumble. Can Buck, oh, get ahead and make sure, oh, brought down by Sam again. Buck wants to solidify his win streak, but to do so, he has to defeat Suplex Sam and his Suplex Clinic. Oh, off the top rope suplex. And back to the corner again. Oh, Buck decided he had enough of that. Again, now a little elevation. And power slam. Oh, here it comes. We're about to go Buck Wild. And going up top, the bee is gonna fly. Oh, Sam was ready for him. And now he is going to give him the Samplex. And now Buck is down from that Samplex. And Sam is not done going up top. Wanting Buck to get up. Oh! Top rope shoulder block. And now Sam taking off that turnbuckle and working the bee's knees. Oh, and down goes Bumble. Putting the knee to the neck. Oh, into the corner with authority. Oh, slamming down that fist. And as we said, he's looking to notch another win, solidify his streak. And now again, the bee gonna fly. Oh, connected that time. And going for the pin. 1, 2. Kick out at 2. And time for the bullseye drop.
And your winner, Buck Bumble.
And Buck does it. Viva la Revolution! And that win streak is going. Buck Bumble with the victory. Back to the drawing board for VIP. Well, moving on. We have had some back and forth. We have Multimania coming up, folks. We have to have challengers for belts. And one of the belts up for grabs is going to be the Underworld Championship. Sasquatch Wing has hinted that he wants to face Malice. Malice has come out and said, bring it. but nothing has yet been made official. But maybe that's about to change, because we're going to go to ringside and hear from Sasquatch Wing. Attend the roar of Sasquatch Wing as this one make official the challenge for Underworld Championship at Multivania. I officially challenge Malice. Malice question big strength of Sasquatch Wing, saying machine overcome nature. This one promise at Multivania, nature wins as always. Machines rust. Monuments crumble. But nature endures. Sasquatch Wing endures. Malice sent to scrap heap. And it looks like someone heard him. He is the vehicular incident. Unmitigated Malice, or as he prefers to be called, Malice Prime, who cannot be happy about having been jumped last week when he attempted to help R. Sawyer from that vicious attack by the Outlaws. Malice Prime will respond to Sasquatch Wing. I will prove the superiority of the machine and will be the one to conquer nature. This one remembers story of John Henry, who overcome machine, show might of muscle, skin and bone. That inspirational story for Sasquatch Wing. I remember that story too, Sasquatch Wing. John Henry died in that effort. You will suffer a similar fate, challenging me but with no benefit. Sasquatch Wing face many who say they beat him because they look and only see simple beast. I remind, I have might and I have brain. That is a dubious claim, Wing. You are a brute at the end of the day. Brute who make almost as much money as richest man in Multiverse due to business investments. Take good business acumen to make as much money as Wing. That proved brain. That is impressive, yes, but does nothing to prove you have what it takes to beat me in the ring. I will prove my might over nature. And I will prove that smart strength of nature beat brute force of machine, as is the way of my tribe. And as the way of my people, I will crush you under my wheel. I will break you under my metal. I will bend nature to my will. I'm just going to say this. We have a match for Multiverse. Underworld Championship, Sasquatch Wing versus Malice. Great. Let's get it on the book. Somebody get my graphics wizard to work on that. All right. Speaking of Sasquatch Wing and his business acumen, let me get a drink of my cold brew squatch roast. One of the worst things that Michael Montoya ever did was get me hooked on those. I mean, they're great. Don't get me wrong, but oh man. Where am I? Right. We've got more matches to go. And this next one is, look, it's only interesting because one of the participants used to be Sasquatch Wing's tag partner. The other is a very popular member of the roster, beloved by all. And so really, what else is there to say but let's head to ringside.
The following match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, Tiki the Troll.
And representing Soul Train, Tiki the Troll. I know we talk a lot about fae fuckery around here, but if there's one we adore, it's the Troll. And time to get on the Troll Train. And of course, we've been hearing, his partner
And introducing their opponent, Raphael Samson.
And now the so-called warlord of the multiverse, Raphael Samson. Which, I wonder what he has to think, what he has to say about the, all of the, I don't know if you'd call them shenanigans, issues surrounding the moving of the age to the fourth age of the multiverse, with Zeta taking the place of the Allfather Arkolf, and if Samson feels maybe he should have been the harbinger of the new age. But that moment is past, and all must now face the wrath of Zeta. And right now, Samson's most important job is attempting to get past a troll. as they get to their spots. And they're off. And immediately, Samson using his brute strength to bring down Tiki. Oh, getting dragged down by the troll. So this is going to be the difference between a technical wrestler and a powerhouse. And folks, Tiki is a leg submission specialist and is already going to work softening up that leg for later. Oh, and a steamroll by Roth. Followed by a leg sweep by Tiki. And a discus punch. And whoa! Alley-oop. And up to the top. And a top rope leg drop. And into the ropes. And a hip toss. The power of Raphael Sampson. And now, oh, he was setting up for biblical proportions, and Tiki went, nope, I'm not sticking around for that. So, oh! Belly to belly release suplex. And Tiki's still working. Again, using that Aquaman, working the leg a little bit. Roth gets out, but clearly some damage was done. Pushing him off again. Whip into the ropes. Oh, spear. And now a massive clothesline. And then getting knocked down by a pillar drop. And snake eyes. And Roth trying to tempt Tiki to go outside, but Tiki does not take the bait, but a taunt to body. And reverse, Tiki not having any of it. And that corner backflip, back strike. Oh, and Tiki is busted open. And up. And getting him into that calf crusher. Still working that leg. Hoping he can get him under a bridge. Oh, maybe going for it, and Ruff was not having it. And now Ruff showing his might to the crowd, and a taunt to body. Oh no, Tiki, do not get in an exchange of blows with Samson. I know trolls are supposed to regenerate, but... Oh, well, there we go. I was going to say, whoa! And the troll goes, all right, enough of punching. How about kicking? And Raphael Samson is in the tree of woe. What an ironic place to be. 2.
And your winner, Tiki the Troll.
And so Tiki is wearing the crimson mask, but he's wearing it in victory. So there you have it. That is a win for the Soul Train and Tiki the Troll. And it's once again back to the salt mines for the Warlord of the Multiverse. All right, well. All right, so this, normally I'd feel a lot more conflicted about the person who's coming out next. But it's just been so weird here for the past couple weeks, and honest to God, I kind of want to hear what he's going to say. What is even happening to me? As we go down to ringside and hear from the leader of the Outlaws, Theron Markov. All right, listen up, y'all. I'm not proud. Not one little bit. I'm not proud. First off, it's bad enough I had to do that job. I had to do that work. But you know what the worst part was? The worst part? Taking out Sawyer like that? Well, I'll tell you. I didn't get paid. You know what? If there had been cash on the line, if I had been properly paid, me and my boys... no problem. No problem. Because then it's just business. But when you're doing it something like this, that kind of makes it personal. And like I said, I got no grudge against her. In fact, I feel bad. I like Sawyer. But that isn't to say I don't hold a grudge. Let me tell you, I definitely hold a grudge. It's just for a different bot. You hear me, Zeta? You and me got a problem. Now, am I thankful that you saved my job? That you saved the other Outlaws' job? Sure. But it's the way you did it. You did it by kind of also threatening us. But that's okay. See, apparently what everyone keeps telling Miss Sawyer is that you are the harbinger of the fourth age, whatever that is. Means you got a little stroke around here. That's how you saved my job. Everything around here is kind of a reflection of you. Well, ain't that just great? Because if MNW is a reflection of you, I'm gonna dominate MNW then. I feel this is a bad thing. I mean, on one hand, I get why Theron is mad. On the other hand, when he says he's going to dominate MNW, isn't that back to he's just going to make my life a living hell? Or is that a two birds with one stone thing for him? Oh, I don't know about that, but he did post something on social media the moment he got backstage. Or it was a planned post, I don't know. Sawyer, I'll make sure to have 6 quarts of high mileage synthetic 10W30 for you at dinner with a crazy straw or oil bong, your choice. I mean, if that's what, I don't really understand what bots consume, especially Terminators, but you know what? Great. But, yeah. You know what? I got a great idea. Just, I've got a plan. It's a straightforward plan. And that is get ready for our next match. And that next match, let me tell you, is going to be a damn interesting one. It's shades of the King's Road tournament without actually being a King's Road tournament match, where we are going to see the Dark Lords represented by Earl King West and Jean Tristam come out and take on a team up of Jean's opponent next week, the trustworthy Samjacks, and none other than the Professional. And that is meaning, it's interesting because there was a time when the Professional and Samjacks were definitely not on the same page. But as often happens, things change. The more things remain the same, the more they change. No, wait, reverse that. Anyway, point is, tag team action and a bit of a preview of what you're going to get next week, which somebody check. I think next week a kind of a rubber match between Samjacks and Tristam. I know they've had matches before. Maybe this time Jean won't burst into a cloud of bats. But that's for later. For now, let's head down to ringside for tag team action.
The following is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, coming to the ring first, Samjacks.
And there he is, folks, the trustworthy one, Samjacks. This is going to be vampire on vampire action. So we're going to have 2 vampires, a fake king, and a professional in this matchup. But Samjacks is got to be thinking about next week when he gets his round 2 match in the King's Road tournament and a possibility of getting another shot at the Multiversal Heavyweight Championship.
And introducing their tag team partner, the Professional.
And here he is, the locker room leader, the man who has done it all. He represents the excellence of our sport. He is the Professional. And he is coming in to aid Samjax against the Dark Lords. He, believe me when I tell you, he has history with the Dark Lords. In particular, there is a lot of history between the Professional and Earl King Wes.
And introducing their opponents, the Dark Lords.
And there you have Jaunt Tristram and Earl King Wes, the Vampire Lord and the Fey King. And you see here, Jaunt is carrying that lightsaber hilt to commemorate their third member, the Sith Lord Exar Kun, who we saw in action last week. I mean, he didn't win. He was against Seth Jackson, but still. And we are starting out with the vampires. And Jaunt going early with a slam. And up, little mat wrestling. Yeah, these two have really always been at odds, which, I don't know, maybe that's just a thing that happens when you have two vampires on a roster. They are going to fight for dominance. And so far it has been all Jaunt with that drop toe hold into a calf crusher. But Samjax manages to get free. And oh, knees, kicks. This is one of the things you need to, oh, there we go. When you're dealing with Samjax, his specialty is the kicking. And I just saw him use a modified feral knee, but Jaunt got out of the ring when he was going for that moonsault. But still maintaining dominance. And Samjax into the turnbuckle, but out of the corner. And slamming down Jaunt. And now here comes the Professional in a hot tag to the Earl King. Again, history. The Earl King once came down to ringside in a major pay-per-view match wearing an exact replica of the Professional's look at the time back when he went by Probunaga, including his face made up to look exactly like him, making people think that Probunaga was coming out to support the Empire of Terror, only for it to turn out to be more fey trickery. And the Professional getting Jaunt out of the way. Sam Jack's still unconscious in the ring. But now up and out. And the Professional working over the Fey King. And again, it's the vampires back in it. I mean, it's tag match, but so far it's felt a lot more like two concurrent singles matches. As Jaunt gets Sam Jackson the Tree of Woe. And now that we have the Professional and Sam Jackson, and not as much history between the Professional and Jaunt, not that there's none, but Jaunt is now getting a reminder of why he is the Professional. And oh, suplexing him. And I think he's trying to make the Professional bleed. And the Professional in the corner. Professional pushing him down. And Sam just taking a moment to deliver a punch to the Earl King before taking Jaunt and getting him slammed in the corner. Jaunt definitely in the wrong part of town right now. And double shoulder block. Definitely a little double team action. And I think this just shows to go the Professional can team with anyone. Sam Jackson was lured in by a possum maneuver by Jaunt. Oh, and being the wrath of the Goblin King. And now in the wrong part of town. And a release, belly-to-belly suplex. And the fake king takes a moment to bow to the crowd, only to find himself facing the professional. And giving up a punch to the back of the head. The professional, of course, is the legal man. I don't know if Earl King knows that. He didn't see the tag. He was posturing at the time. And so he's going to get a bit of combo action courtesy of the professional. You know, one of these days I got to sit down with a professional and ask if it's, even though he is officially the professional, if it's still appropriate to at times just call him Pro Banaga. That'll be a conversation for another time. For now, getting a blow courtesy of Earl King, who then brings in Jaunt. And Jaunt using the rope to wrench the head. Almost a reverse hung out to dry. One count on the professional. And being pulled out away from the corner. Earl King working over the pro. The professional gets out of the way. Knowing sometime, oh, millimeter, and now just slapping the Earl King for the disrespect. Earl King working over Jaunt. And trading blows on the outside. You know, there's got to be an ulterior motive on the Earl King's part of wear Sam Jax down. Maybe so that he is not in tip-top condition for that King's Road match next week. But Jaunt not quite taking the punishment that Earl King was hoping, I suspect. So bringing back in his fellow Dark Lord, vampire on vampire action. And fighting his way out of the corner. Sam Jack's getting him up. Oh, what's he planning? Only a 1 count. Oh, stomping on him. Oh, I think it's going to be, the feral knee. The feral knee connects. Here's the 3 count.
And your winners, the team of Semjax and the Professional.
And with the aid of the Professional, victory. And so Semjax goes into next week having a win over Jean Tristam. Now, before we do anything else, we do have some audio from Semjax. I kind of held off on it because it feels a lot more appropriate to what's happening next week. So I am going to play that for you now.
Hold on a second, mistress. Someone's at the... oh, for the love of... Now? Can we wait until next week after the birth... Fine. Let's see if we can find Semjax.
Yes, the hotline is booming like never before.
You are very lucky you managed to find a new avenue in this business venture of yours. Yes, Taylor, what is it? I see they want me to talk about my victory.
More on who you're facing next.
I know who I'm facing after Azir. The full moon can't bring all the luck in my lap. I'm Ben against Jaunt, the pale-skinned rat. For now, I want to revel in the moment among my great friends tonight. It's been a while since I celebrated the night of my birth. I'll have words for Jaunt soon. Trust me on that.
Well, there's a voice I haven't heard in an age. It's also kind of nice to know that Semjax remembers his friends. Also, apparently, happy birthday, Semjax. I didn't know. And next week, the Trustworthy One versus the Vampire Lord in round 2 action of the Kings Road tournament. But we have a few things to get to before that, including this message we've received from the Chocolate Zombie, Graven Allen, who I guess this came in at the beginning of the match. On the bright side, Jerry, at least West doesn't have to deal with being called Traitoro anymore. Mirror took that role. So I've been so I've seen. You know what? Boy, there's another name I haven't heard in a long time. Traitoro. Yeah, it's rough. You know, I too, Graven, know the sting of having a tag partner turn on you. But, you know, all you can do is move on. And when you get the chance, make them pay. And with that, well, we still have a lot more action, including our actual next Kings Road tournament match. But before we get to that, we have to pay some bills. Yeah, yes, MNW is the best in wrestling action, but we are also a business. So we have to sometimes stop for a commercial break. So after this brief commercial break, we will come back and it will be Tommy Black versus TJ Gable. See you then.
Feel the warm, milky, healing, Jesus-powered goodness that is Lactatanks. Step inside or be thrown in forcibly by registered Anon after you've gotten the shit beaten out of you by multiple people in one wrestling match. We swear nobody has ever died in a Lactatank. What is the Lacta made of in the Lactatank? We have no fucking clue, but we enjoy it anyways, and you will too. Lactatanks, come feel our warm, creamy, healing Jesus goodness.
Multiverse, Nexus Wrestling's Warzone, Flashbang, and Firing Line are all proudly sponsored by Enraptured Beauty. Our products, rather than using unnatural and harmful chemicals, revitalize your skin by boosting the natural elements already present and enhance your natural beauty so you too can love your best self.
It's morning in Multiverse, and the rest of day looms, looking to break the weary like monster breaking human twig in wrestling ring. But there is remedy. Squash roast coffee, made from finest naturally grown beans for best wake-up energy. That's because every bean have 10 beans within. That'll be 10 times more big energy than competing brand. More than enough big squash energy to power through day. Squash roast coffee. It's big cup of good stuff. Now available in decaf, or when there is need to come down from blood rage.
When you want the most detailed and violent-looking pictures of battlegrounds, look for Perfect Snap Photography. We do bar fights, wars, underground wrestling, and weddings.
My wedding dress, you fat harlot!
Remember, Perfect Snap Photography. It'll be bloody perfect in a snap.
You too can now wage war against the flabby wrestlers of MNW with your own exclusive Zacko action figure. It comes with trios tag belt accessories and nut-kicking action. Pull the cord to hear Zacko's famous quotes.
Get that microphone away from me before I shot up your...
The Zacko Duo action figure, sold separately.
Whether you're working at home or giving your opponent work, we here at Lowe's are there for you. We're here with our sturdy tables and ladders that cease to exist if broken in half. We're here with rings that can stand up to even the most grueling of hoss fights. And when a locker room door is inevitably smashed by an angry lion woman, or a fiery undead leaves burn marks all over your paint, Lowe's will be there with a little elbow grease, a substandard 2x4, and a 6-figure bill. Don't believe me? Listen to these satisfied customers.
You know, I like Lowe's because they have tables that I can put pizza on because everyone else keeps breaking the goddamn tables.
This is Raphael Sampson here to remind you that Lowe's brand lumber is subpar at best. You deserve better. And trust me, I would know. I worship a god.
Sometimes when executing wrestling justice, I've had to break down a few barriers and a few walls.
Oh, fucking damn it, Max, my wall!
Thank goodness I shop at Lowe's so I can get the best deal on replacing and fixing all the walls I break.
Lowe's. Do it subpar for more.
Why?
And now, a message from the brass. This has been a message from the brass.
Have you or a beloved faction member suffered from a preventable workplace injury, jobber discrimination, threatening lawsuits from VIP, or harassment from Trashman Jones? You may be entitled to financial compensation and physical retribution. If so, please call Gorwheel & Associates Law Firm to schedule an appointment. We handle all cases, whether they be civil litigation, criminal litigation, or a backstage beatdown. We understand it's tough out here in the Nexus, and you need someone to both watch your back and break the other guys. So call 1-800-NEXUS-DEFENSE. And remember, you don't pay a fee unless we get blood and money for you.
And we're back. All right, now we're about to get into some Kings Road action, but before we get there, you know, I'm used to a lot of things. I'm used to weekly meetings with Devin. I am. This week's request was a little different. He wanted some in-ring time. I'm like, sure, why not? So let's head to ringside and hear what Devin has to say. God, you know what? I'm pissed. I'm not pissed that I lost. I lose all the time. I'm fine with losing. Because losing is just means you're going to get up and take another chance. I get that. What I'm pissed about is Jack Abbott getting in my way during the boom and bust match. Because he and I had an agreement. We would, during the match, stay loyal to each other. And that the climb to the top would not be personal. But then he focused on me. I mean, so much that we couldn't get anything done. I had shots. And I promise you that if I hadn't had to deal with him, I'd be the one with the briefcase, not Zeta. And yeah, the Outlaws would be fired. Who cares? Whatever. But, you know, I'm willing to bet that if there was another Outlaw in there, he'd have made sure Theron got to the top. Or Theron would have made sure he got that. They wouldn't have been fighting each other. That's my point. So, yeah, I haven't, and guess who's not been around since that match? Well, I think that's about to change. There is the other half of Shoot Nation. The Scorpion, Jack Abbott. Former training partner of the Ginger Boy, Tommy Black, back in England. Tommy, who we're going to see in our next match. Oh, mate, don't you spin a nice little tale. But I think you're forgetting who did what to who. It was you that went on the attack at that last stretch that let Zeta win. So don't you go blaming me. You know what? I am going to keep blaming you because you went after me. And you know what, Jack? What are you even doing anymore? You've become like a soulless husk that nobody wants. Well, is that better or worse than becoming a selfish egomaniac who's determined to win no matter what, who couldn't give a toss about his old friend Jack Abbott? Which is worse? Oh, so this is what look, at least I'm trying to accomplish something, not spending my nights at the pub. You show up. Yeah, I barely see you training anymore. You just show up for your matches. And when was the last time you actually won one? When was the last time you won something significant? Oh, I know what you're going to say. You've had title matches. That's because you're constantly in Jerry's office badgering him. But, not giving our general manager a moment's peace. And he gives you things just to get you out of his hair. Listen, I know that I've got a chance to be someone, to make my name in this business. And I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm not going to be satisfied with somebody else's scraps. And yeah, that means I got to hustle, I got to push, I got to do what it takes. Yeah, you got to do what it takes. Screw your old partner. I think this is why Sam left us. I think maybe Sam was the smart one. Getting sick of your bullshit. At least over with Azir Turan, he gets a nice shiny paycheck. Whoa, yeah. Yeah. Let's bring up the... What was that word Graven used? Trentaro! Oh, here we go. Yeah, there we are. This is not good because there's nothing worse than tag partners fighting because they know each other so well. And remember, Devin may have been disparaging him, but Abbott was the Ginger Boy Tommy Black's training partner back in the day. Both these men have an MMA background, which means they're used to fighting and fighting hard. Oh, and Abbott having his way with Devin. Now bringing him down for a slam, but... Oh! And Dragon Screw takedown! Devin slamming him, taunting him. And oh, massive clothesline. And we got a ref out there trying to break it up. All right, we're going to see if we can get a semblance of peace down there, but oh boy. Oh God, I can only imagine what's going to happen the next time I see Devin, which, I mean, at this stage, Phyllis just puts a standing meeting with Devin on my calendar every Tuesday. So I will probably be talking to Devin tomorrow and see if I can figure out what the hell's going on. But right now, I got to put that out of my mind. Everyone's got to put that out of their mind because it is time for our next round 2 match in the King's Road tournament, where the Mad Lad of London, the Ginger Boy Tommy Black, takes on the Absolute Unit, TJ, the Mint Gable. Let's head to ringside.
The following is a King's Road match. Introducing first, TJ the Mint Gable.
There he is, folks, former Multiversal Heavyweight Champion. He won the belt at last Multimania. Lost it to a cash-in from El Albatros, who he beat in round 1. And now he is coming out to take on the inaugural Flashbang World Heavyweight Champion. And of course on social media, hashtag #MintToBe.
And introducing their opponent, Tommy Black.
And he is your Nexus Titan champion, folks. But he'd like to also get the World Heavyweight, the Multiversal Heavyweight Championship, I should say. He'd be the first person to have held both heavyweight belts but I think even more so, he wants to main event Multivania. If he got there, we'd have to. Would it be a? I guess it'd have to be a double belt match. You know what? But yet there is still a lot that has to happen before anything is decided. And they're up and right off the bat being brought down by the Mint. And Tommy going for the kicks. And delivering hammering blows. And a knee to the face. And Gable stalking the Ginger Boy. Gable going outside, heading up top. Deciding that he didn't like the positioning, gets back down and whips Gingy into the ropes. Black with a quick counter. Kick out at 2. And slamming down Gable, hit hard. Black goes for the scoop, and Gable is already on his feet. And what you're seeing is the difference between an MMA fighter and one trained to pure and more straightforward boxing. Not that Gable hasn't learned to get his whole body involved. In this case, hanging him out to dry. Gable in the corner getting kicked by the Ginger Boy. Gable tries to fight back, but Black has him back in the corner. Oh, and a mid-rope assisted Enziguri. And back on the mid-rope with an elbow drop, and I think he busted Gable open. Is this going to be a reverse Bladoken? And Ginger Boy locks on that London dungeon. Oh, I think he was going for the Mad Lad leg, but got scooped up by Gable. Tommy trying to get back to a vertical base. Oh, right into the fist of Gable. Giving TJ back as good as he gets. Oh! Giving Black some elevation and then punching him. That back. Oh, and now getting him locked in. And 1, 2. And going for another pin. 1, 2. Oh! So close to punching his ticket to the next round. And Gable gets out of the ring. Oh! Elbow drop from all the way uptown. Back in he goes. Oh! And just hammering it, TJ. Now doing a pose. Bringing him back up, and knee to the face. Oh, drop kick. And oh, getting into punching range of Gable always. Oh, and Gable's got a grip on him. And right in the gut. You can see that knock the wind out of Black. It's a good move, but Black's looking a little shaky on his feet after that. I think he's going to see if he can take advantage. Yeah, it looks like he is still trying to shake off that blow from Gable. Trying to bring him to the ropes. Guess at this point, the best thing Black can do is keep pouring on the offensive. Knee to the face, and now Black looking like he's getting ready. Decides to go for that head spear. I think he was setting up for the Mad Lad kick, but Gable was out of position. Gable gets out of the way. Yeah, Gable is definitely bleeding now. Is Tommy bleeding? Are they both? Has the Crimson Right been enacted? Gable looks ready to take Black on. And hoist and bring him down. Oh, going for the pin. Kick out at 2. But you can definitely see now Gable has done some damage. And is hoisting Ginger Boy around. Oh, and going for that powerful punch. Wait, what's going on backstage? That is Los Villanos Ingobernable is attacking the other Absolute units. And it is now being shown on the Jumbotron. I think Cervantes is making sure that's going out. The whole crowd can see the units fighting against Los Villanos. And Gable, without even a thought, is heading backstage to help his friends. Gable basically had that match won, but is choosing loyalty over victory. Nope. There's Ignacio going and taking on Gable now, who has joined his friends. Tilt-a-whirl takedown. And meanwhile, you can hear the ref counting.
And your winner, Tommy Black.
Black won, but you can see on his face he's not happy about how. And as for Gable, well, family comes first. Hell of a thing, because Gable had him. I mean, Tommy Black was, not kidding, on the ropes. If he hadn't been distracted by what was going on backstage, he'd be the one going to the next round. But as it is, Tommy Black will face whoever wins the match next week between Sam Jax and Jean Tristam. Now, while that's all going on, we did get a social media post in the middle of that match, courtesy of Devin, saying, "This isn't over, Jack. We keep fighting till one of us leaves MNW. I bring this up next week." Yeah, I kind of figured weird. Also, I guess whatever's going on backstage got settled, because I just saw a social media post by Forrest Wade saying there will be consequences. I bet there will, Forrest. I bet there will. Well, that was our penultimate match. But before we get to our main event, we have one last little bit of business to do. One more person asked to speak to the crowd. And that person, well, you know what I always say, if a champion wants to talk, you let him talk. And he is our newly crowned TTV champion, Osman Kilik. I do not like how I won the TTV title. I would have preferred if our Sawyer were at his peak performance, unwounded, undistracted, at his best. And I feel that if I am to hold my honor as worth anything, then I cannot hold the TTV belt in good faith. I don't feel I truly earned it. And so I have made a hard decision because there is much I went through to win this belt, but I feel my reign is already tarnished. So I officially relinquish the TTV Championship. I must apologize, Mr. Aldini, for making what is sure to be strange booking occur. But I must do this, and to R. Sawyer, I must heartfelt apologize for how this went down. It was not how I wished. I would like a proper match against you, Sawyer, in the future. And also at perhaps a later date, a proper chance to win the TTV Championship with true honor in the future. But for now, well, for now, I can tell you, I will not accept a tainted wish. Oh boy, I wasn't expecting that. All right, I got to figure out how I'm going to do this. I can't hold another tournament. I got one going on right now. All right, I'm going to sit down with the booking committee this week and figure out how we're going to deal with that. And I can already hear everyone in the back howling for, hey, there's an open belt. Yeah, I got to figure out how that's going to go. Look, I'll try and figure, hopefully I'll have an announcement for you next week once we get a chance to get a handle on the situation. Also, Osman still has to actually turn in the belt. But, yeah, no, that's it's always something. All right, well, in the meantime, we have a main event to get to, and it is a Multiversal Heavyweight Championship match. The Blue Hood, as he has been doing, is giving a rookie of the roster, one of our newer wrestlers, a shot, but one who has earned his spot, one who has been doing amazing work. I speak, of course, of none other than the TOA, Leon Arcaster. And I'm going to say there's nothing else to say except say it with me. Let's do this.
The following match is for the Multiversal Championship and is your main event. Introducing first, Leon Arcaster.
And here he is. He is the TOA, the biomechanical man, and he is having the biggest night of his life, getting an opportunity from the Blue Hood.
And introducing their opponent, they are the Multiversal Heavyweight Champion, the Blue Hood.
And he is the Multiversal Heavyweight Champion, the Blue Hood. He won that belt off of El Albatros. It's been a long road And he has held it with pride, and he has given a lot of the younger wrestlers shots at glory. He is the prime example of a fighting champion, and he is also the one that called for the Kings Road tournament to determine the number one contender at Multivania. And here we are. And it is the ceremony of the belt. And our caster seeing what it is all about. And immediately our caster coming in strong. And Tilt, he knows this is the opportunity of a lifetime. To be so young and so early in his career to get a shot like this. And hoisting him up and hung out to dry. Yeah, the Hood's going to give you a shot, but he's going to make you earn it. And slamming Arcaster's face into the mat and going after him, but Arcaster quick out of the way. Arcaster with that cruiser style, the same as the Hood. Maybe not quite as strike heavy, I say as he strikes him. And across the way he goes. And, in the face. Here we go. Kick out before the ref could even get the first count. Whoa, Otope Suicida. And in the back. Arcaster again, this is his big night. If he can make it count, even if he can't, still the best night of his life. And who knows what this could mean for him and Multivania. Our caster takes this, then he faces the winner of the King's Road tournament. And Leon back in the ring. And moonsault, but nobody home. And oh, the Hood with a strike. And into the corner. And, oh, it's going for that. Our caster got out of the way in time, and now Hood is reeling on the outside. Oh, getting him into a lock. But our caster gets out. We're up to a 3 count. And back into the ring. And they lock up. Oh, knee to the gut. And a 2 count, but the Hood is setting up. Oh, but blocked by Leon. Hung out to dry. And our caster took a heavy blow on the mat. Can he survive? 1, 2.
Your winner and still multiversal heavyweight champion, the Blue Hood.
The Hood retained. Oh! He just went after our caster on the outside. The hell? You just gave this kid the night of his life. And now you're beating the hell out of him post-match after you've already defeated him? Well, Hood, what the hell? Now he's back in the ring. Now he's calling for a mic. Yeah, whatever. Look, I am all about giving people fair shots, giving chances to fighters. And you know what? Yeah, did I just beat the hell out of him? Yeah, but Leon's a fighter. But I need to make a point. And with Hero Time now firmly on the top of MNW, I think it's time that I remind everyone why I'm the multiversal heavyweight champion. And it wasn't by playing nice. It wasn't by all being ice cream and lollipops and puppies. It was getting down and gritty and playing dirty. You know, it's the dumbest thing in the world, the one person who gets this. is Markov. But I got a very simple message. Whoever wins the King's Road tournament had better be ready and is going to have to be just as vicious as I am. Not just to win the belt, but to just walk out of the arena. So, let's be clear. And you know what? I'm going to borrow another phrase from my old friend Markov, who wants to stick me in the dirt. And that is, and make sure you get this down, play for blood. Oh boy! You know, Markov has said that his main goal is to take down the Hood. And he just called, but Markov's not in the King's Road tournament because his employment was up in the air at the time. But this is a new, I mean, he attacked another member of Hero Time. After the, oh boy. This, I got to figure out who's going to be a TTV contender. We got the next King's Road. Oh boy. I got to deal with Devin and whatever's going on with Shoot Nation tomorrow. Oh boy, I need somebody make sure I have some Alka-Seltzer waiting for me backstage. But at least for now, well, this one is in the books. So folks, we're out of time. So tune in next week to see where all this goes. Until then, I've been your host, Jerry Aldini.